So in this main activity, after this JSON object request, so after this JSON object request, here we are creating, next it should be here, means here in this retrofit, when we use the retrofit, here we'll convert this JSON object to Google JSON object. So we'll do that. Next step should be, that is we are converting this into JSON object request. So here I'm creating one more JSON object. So that JSON object, so this JSON object I'm declaring as an object. So here we are passing that JSON object to this. So here I'm taking this new JSON object. So dot parse, here we are passing that JSON object. So we are passing new JSON object to dot, here parse. So here we are passing that JSON object. So new JSON object, sorry, this we are passing into JSON object. So new JSON parser. So JSON parser dot. So this is a JSON parser dot parse. So what we are parsing here, we are parsing this JSON object. So this JSON object, so that immediately we are converting into toString. So then last it should be here get as a JSON object. So now we converted that into parsing this into this. So once this parsing is done, here again we'll use this one more call method, that is a retrofit call. So here I'm using the retrofit call method. So in this retrofit call method, we'll use here what we are created, the response class. So this is our response class. So that is the app response. So in this app response, here we are adding this app response. Here this I'm defining something, this app response call. So in this now we are mapping with our what we are defining here, this interface. So that interface should be here app list. So app list dot. So this what we are creating an interface method, this name. So this name will come into this. So in this we now will pass this JSON object. So there we are passing this JSON object. So that JSON object we are passing into this. So once we pass this JSON object into this, then we need to write the final step of this retrofit, that is app list dot here enqueue method. So for this, sorry, this is the for the app response. So app response call dot enqueue method. So for this we are adding this enqueue method. So in this enqueue method, just we are adding the success and failure case. So done. So now we capture the data. So now we get this data. So once we get this data, so now in the success case we are getting the data. Here we'll write for the failure case, just I'll write first the toast. So then what we will do is, whatever the response we are getting directly, that we will take into retrofit. So that retrofit will add directly into this. So here just because of that, just I'm writing whatever the exception it will come, that exception just it will show here. So now this is with retrofit is done. So for this now we'll map with the Recyclerview. So if you want to map with the Recyclerview, we need a one Gradle support for this Recyclerview. So just copy this Recyclerview and you can paste that into here. So here you can paste that Recyclerview here. So we are adding this one Gradle support for the Recyclerview. So once we added this Recyclerview, so in this you can create one Recyclerview in your XML. So this is our XML. So this is, so here it should be here updated version is available. So because of that it is showing this error. So we added this updated. By clicking on the Alt Enter, it will show this latest version. So I'm replacing with the latest version. So click on this. Then here as usually this layout I am changing to, this is the I am changing to linear layout. So I am changing this to linear layout. So for this I am taking the orientation as vertical. So now here I am adding this Recyclerview. So I am adding the Recyclerview. See Recyclerview for this height and width. Along with this height and width, I'll give you some ID. So ID should be here something REC. I'll give you the Recyclerview REC, that is ID. So for this I'll add one more extra, that should be this scroll bar. So I'll add this. So this is the tag that should be here, scroll bars. So scroll bars. So that scroll bars you can add here orientation. So just I'm taking the scroll should be a vertical scroll I'm adding for this. So for this extra we need to add this. So once it is done here in the main class, normally regularly on the top just I'll declare recycler view, and globally just I define here recycler view. So recycler view, something recycler view I define here. Then once it is done here, second step should be here, just as usually I'll find the recycler view equal to find view by id r.id dot, so r.id dot rec done. So finding is done. Then now for this recycler view, once we find out, now this recycler view we can map with our response. So for the response here, for the recycler view, here we are getting the response. So here I'll add this recycler view into this. But here before adding the recycler view into response, this recycler view here we need to map with our linear layout manager. So that we need to map here linear layout manager, we need to map with that. So here linear layout, so linear layout manager. So this we need to map it because here we are specifying the orientation for this. So just I'm defining this manager. So in the linear layout manager, from here I'm creating the new linear layout manager. So I'm creating here new linear layout manager. So in this new linear layout manager, I'm passing here few things that should be here. First I'm passing here in this new linear layout. First I'll pass the context, second I'll pass the orientation. So first I'm passing here get application context. From there second I'm passing this linear layout, means linear layout manager dot orientation. So that orientation I'm passing as a vertical. Then in this last root element, last should be here, I'm giving this as a value as a false. So means that should be here I'm giving the orientation, and the last reversal should not be, means I'm not giving this any reversal layout. So just I'm giving this one as this. So once it is done, so now this we need to map with our recycler view. So that is a recycler view dot. So for that we are set layout manager. So this set layout, we are setting this layout manager. So what is a layout manager here? We are setting the manager for this. So what is the linear layout manager? That we are setting with this. And then after this here I'm creating some recycler view. So directly I'll add here recycler view dot set adapter. So for this I'm setting the adapter. So what is adapter? See, I'm setting the adapter. So in this adapter, so now I'm creating here new custom adapter. So I'm creating here custom adapter. So custom adapter I'm creating here. So in this custom adapter I'm passing the values. So first one I'm passing here context. First one I'm passing here in this context, comma, second one is the response. Whatever the response we are getting from the retrofit, that response I'm passing here. See, response dot body dot, so get data. So get data, this get data, I'm passing the direct list response into this. So I'm passing into this. So now with this name we are creating one class. So that I'm creating a one class. So outside class I'm creating this. See, class is created with one constructor. So that should be a normal class, it should be created with this. So now this class, whatever the class it should be created, that should be extended as a recycler view adapter. So here just you make this as a public. So in this recycler view adapter means it should be extended as a recycler view adapter. So in this you can map with this with the view holder. So just give this name here and paste this name here. So my name here and dot, here you can create my view holder. So just you can give here something my view holder. So why this view holder means in this recycler view benefit is once the values is loaded that will be held by this view holder. So because of that here we are customizing with this view holder. So now with I'm creating with this some unimplemented methods. So implemented methods are created here. So for this I'm creating one more implemented create class for this. So we created this and this it should be make this implement. So this should be created here. So for this it should be whatever it should be expecting, create a constructor for this. So constructor is created like this. So these all are the defaults. See, first one is account and view holder and bind view holder, and these are the methods which will be created. So here we'll use one by one method and we'll discuss this. So here I want to localize these two values. So first context comma this arrays, both I am localizing here. So for that, here I am defining here this. So here on the top, here I am defining those globally. So list array, this I am taking